You're listening to Speak English with Chat.
On Chat English. Welcome back to Chat English, where we learn the English people actually use. Today, we are going to build your personal escape simulator. Picture this. It is Thursday night. You are exhausted. Your phone buzzes. It is a coworker asking for a massive weekend favor. You stare at the screen, your stomach drops with heavy dread, and you start typing a 5-paragraph apology because you do not know how to just say no.
I used to do this constantly. I once spent my entire Sunday helping an acquaintance move heavy furniture up 3 flights of stairs just because I did not know how to politely say no in English without sounding aggressive or rude.
By the end of this episode, you will have 4 copy-paste phrases to politely say no without guilt, plus out loud practice to master the exact tone of voice you need.
I love that. I really wish I had this episode years ago because the anxiety of saying no in a second language is so real. You constantly worry that people will think you are a bad person or a lazy coworker.
Exactly. And that fear leads us straight into what we call the over-explaining trap. When you do not have the right small, polite phrases, you panic. And when you panic, you talk too much.
Wow, yes. You feel this desperate need to prove that you have a valid reason for saying no. So you invent these massive, complicated stories. You say things like, I'm so sorry, but my cousin is visiting from out of town, and also I have a headache, and my dog needs to go to the vet, and I have to clean my kitchen.
Right, and you're typing this huge paragraph, sweating, hoping the other person believes you. But here's the secret about English conversation culture. A long excuse actually sounds more suspicious than a short, warm refusal.
That is such an important point. When native speakers hear a huge list of excuses, it feels heavy. It feels like you are hiding something, or worse, it makes the other person feel guilty for even asking.
Exactly. In English, kindness does not mean giving a 5-minute explanation. Kindness means giving a clear, warm answer so the other person can move on and make other plans.
I agree completely. It's about setting a boundary.
A boundary. Let's pause there for a second because that's our first big word today.
Yes, a boundary is like an invisible line you draw around your time, your energy, and your personal space. It's the rule that says what is okay and what is not okay for you.
And boundaries are healthy. They're not walls to keep people out. They're just doors. You can close the door to rest and open it when you have the energy to host people. But as an English learner, drawing that line feels dangerous.
It feels dangerous because you are missing the vocabulary to make the line look soft. You know the word no, but just saying no feels like slamming the door in someone's face.
Which brings us to the actual formulas. How do we close the door gently? We're going to start with texting, because texting is usually where people-pleasing happens the most. You have time to stare at the screen and feel the heavy dread.
The dread is so heavy. You see the typing bubble appear and you just want to throw your phone out the window.
We're going to give you the magic softening phrases. These are structures you can copy and paste into any message. The first formula uses a conditional structure to soften the blow. Instead of saying, I cannot help you, you say, I wish I could, but.
I wish I could, but that line feels like a deep breath. It's so much nicer.
It changes the entire feeling of the message. When you say, I wish I could, you're telling the person, I like you, I like your idea, and in a perfect world, I would do this. It validates them.
Validation through agreement reinforces the relationship. You're on their side. And then the word but introduces the boundary. I wish I could, but I have other plans.
Let's look at a variation of that. I would love to, but.
I would love to, but. That's a great one for social invitations. If a friend texts you and says, hey, do you want to get dinner tonight?
And you are completely exhausted. You just want to watch a movie and sleep.
You type, I would love to, but I need to rest tonight.
Notice what we did not do. We did not apologize. We did not say, I'm so, so sorry. We did not tell a long story about how tired we are. We just said, I would love to, but I need to rest.
And any good friend will read that and say, okay, have a great night. They won't be offended at all.
Now, what if it's a work situation? A coworker texts you and says, can you review this 10-page document for me by tomorrow morning?
Oh, that's the worst. You want to be a reliable team member, but you already have too much work.
Here's a brilliant native phrase you can use. I'm maxed out.
Maxed out, like a credit card?
Exactly like a credit card. When a credit card is maxed out, it means you have reached the absolute limit. You cannot spend another dollar. When a person is maxed out, it means they have zero energy or zero time left to give.
I love that phrase. It is so visual and so universally understood. If someone tells me they are maxed out, I immediately respect their boundary. I do not ask questions, I just say, I completely understand.
So you combine the formula, I would love to help, but I am completely maxed out this week.
Wow, that sounds so professional. It sounds like someone who manages their time well, not someone who is being lazy.
Exactly. Let us actually put this to the test with an interactive ABC quiz right now. I want you, the listener, to test your intuition.
I love these. Let us see how our listeners do.
Okay, here's the scenario. It's Friday afternoon. An acquaintance, someone you know but not a close friend, sends you a text. They say, "Hey, I am moving apartments tomorrow morning. Can you come bring your car and help me carry boxes for a few hours?"
The absolute worst text to receive on a Friday.
Now, you are exhausted and you have zero desire to spend your Saturday carrying heavy boxes. How do you reply? Option A, no, I'm busy tomorrow. Have fun moving.
Ouch, that is way too blunt.
Option B, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I feel terrible, but I really cannot. My back has been hurting lately, and I also promised my sister I would call her, and my car is actually making a weird noise, so I shouldn't drive it far. I'm so sorry again.
That gives me anxiety just listening to it.
Option C, I wish I could help you out, but I am totally maxed out this weekend. Good luck with the move.
It has to be C.
It is absolutely option C. Let us break down why. Dan, how does option A feel to a native speaker?
Option A feels like a slap in the face. No, I'm busy. It lacks any warmth, it damages the relationship.
And option B, the long excuse.
Option B is the classic over-explaining trap. When I read a text like that, I feel exhausted. It makes the situation weird and heavy. It sounds like you're lying, even if you are telling the truth.
But option C is the perfect balance. I wish I could help you out, but I am totally maxed out this weekend. Good luck with the move. It's warm, it uses the conditional softening phrase, it uses the native vocabulary, maxed out, and it ends with a positive wish.
It is clean, it is confident, it protects your energy without hurting their feelings.
If you're finding these specific native-sounding formulas helpful, taking 1 second to hit subscribe really helps our channel grow, and it tells us to keep making practical, real-life English lessons just like this one.
It really does help, and we love seeing the community grow.
Now, texting is one thing. You can take a deep breath, write the message, delete it, rewrite it, and finally press send. But what happens when someone asks you face-to-face?
Face-to-face is a completely different game. You do not have time to think. The person is looking right at you, waiting for an answer.
This is where people-pleasing takes over your brain. You panic and just say yes because you want the awkward moment to end.
I remember a coworker asking me to join a committee at work. They cornered me in the break room while I was getting coffee. I was already working late every night, but because they were looking right at me, I just smiled and said, "Sure, I can do that." And I hated myself the entire walk back to my desk.
We've all been there. When you're put on the spot, your brain forgets every English word you have ever learned. That's why you need short, muscle memory phrases that you can say without thinking.
And you also need to know how to use your tone of voice, because when you're speaking, how you say it matters just as much as what you say.
Let's learn 2 fantastic spoken phrases. The first one is, let's take a rain check.
A rain check. What does rain check actually mean? Like looking at the weather outside?
It's a funny phrase. It actually comes from baseball. A long time ago, if you bought a ticket to a baseball game and it started raining so hard they had to cancel the game, the stadium would give you a piece of paper called a rain check. It meant you could come back on a different day and watch a game for free.
Oh, that makes so much sense. So how do we use it in everyday conversation?
Today, taking a rain check just means I can't do this right now, but I want to do it in the future. It's the perfect phrase for declining an invitation from a friend or colleague.
So if a coworker says, "Do you want to grab lunch today?" I can say, "I'm too busy today. Can I take a rain check?"
Exactly. Can I take a rain check? It is incredibly polite. It tells the person you actually want to spend time with them. The timing is just bad right now.
I love that. Can I take a rain check? It feels very natural. What is the second spoken phrase?
The second phrase is for when you do not want to do the thing at all. Not now, not in the future.
Oh, the permanent no. That is the scary one.
It does not have to be scary. The phrase is, I think I'll pass this time.
Pass, like passing a ball?
Like passing on an opportunity, it means to decline. I think I'll pass.
That sounds very casual.
It is casual, and that is why it works so well. It removes the heavy drama from the rejection. If a friend says, hey, a bunch of us are going to a really loud nightclub until 3 in the morning, do you want to come?
And you hate loud nightclubs. You definitely do not want to take a rain check for a nightclub.
You just smile and say, thanks for the invite, but I think I'll pass this time.
Thanks for the invite, but I think I'll pass this time. It is so simple.
But here is the most important part about speaking these boundaries out loud, your tone of voice. Dan, can you say that phrase, I think I'll pass this time, but use a flat, monotone voice, no emotion?
Thanks for the invite, but I think I'll pass this time.
Ouch, that sounds so cold. It almost sounds arrogant, like you are too good for their party.
It does. It feels like a wall.
Now say the exact same words, but use a warm, descending tone. Smile slightly and let your voice drop gently at the end of the sentence.
Thanks for the invite, but I think I'll pass this time.
Wow, what a difference. It is the exact same grammar, the exact same vocabulary, but it feels completely different.
It feels like a friendly boundary. It's warm, but it's firm. I'm not coming, but we are still friends.
When English learners are nervous, their voices naturally get flat and quiet. You have to consciously add that warmth back into your tone.
Because if you do not, people might think you are angry with them, when really you are just focusing really hard on your English grammar.
Exactly. So we need to build that muscle memory. It's time for our pause and reply practice. We call this the escape simulator.
I love the simulator. This is where you, the listener, have to actually speak out loud.
That's right. Don't just listen to us. You need to train your mouth to make these sounds so that when the real life moment happens, you do not freeze.
How does the escape simulator work?
I am going to play the role of a pushy coworker or a friend. I'm going to ask you a question. When you hear a chime sound, you have 3 seconds to speak your boundary out loud before Gan jumps in with the native answer.
You can use any of the phrases we learned today. I wish I could, but I'm maxed out today. Let's take a rain check. I think I'll pass. Just say it out loud with a warm tone.
Are you ready? Let us start with scenario number 1. You are at your desk. You are ready to go home. I walk up to you with a huge stack of papers. Hey, I know it's late, but can you stay an extra hour and help me organize these files? Chime.
I would love to help, but I'm maxed out today.
Perfect. Notice Dan's warm tone. He's smiling, but he's not apologizing. Let's try scenario number 2. We're at a coffee shop. I'm a friend who always wants to go to expensive restaurants. Hey, a bunch of us are going to that new luxury steakhouse tonight. It's going to be really expensive, but so fun. You're coming, right? Chime.
Thanks for the invite, but I think I'll pass this time.
Great job. You protected your wallet without making a big deal out of it. You didn't have to explain that you're trying to save money, you just gracefully passed. Scenario number 3. I'm your neighbor. We're chatting in the hallway. Hey, I'm hosting a big dinner party on Saturday night. I would love for you to come over and meet everyone. Chime.
I wish I could, but I already have plans. Let's take a rain check.
Excellent. You used 2 formulas there, I wish I could, and taking a rain check. It leaves the door open for a future, quieter hangout. Last scenario, number 4. This is a text message. I text you on Sunday morning. Hey, can you call me right now? I need to complain about my boss for an hour. Chime.
I would love to chat, but I'm totally maxed out right now. Let's talk next week.
And we survived the escape simulator. Dan, what if the listener stumbled or forgot the words?
If you did not get it perfectly, that is totally fine. Please do not be hard on yourself. Muscle memory takes time. You can rewind this section and practice it as many times as you need. The goal is progress, not perfection.
Exactly. And the bigger goal here is recognizing that your time has value. When you learn to say no politely, you stop feeling resentful of the people around you.
That is a huge realization. A lot of times we feel angry at other people for asking us for favors. We think, how dare they ask me to work on a Saturday?
But really, it is not their fault for asking. It is our responsibility to answer honestly. People will always ask for things. You cannot control that, but you can control your response.
When you set boundaries, you are protecting your own energy. And when you protect your energy, you can show up as a better, happier person for the things you actually want to say yes to.
Because saying no to something you hate is actually saying yes to your own peace of mind. Your self-worth does not depend on being available to everyone 24 hours a day.
Wow, that line feels like a deep breath. Your self-worth does not depend on being available.
Let us bring all of these concepts together with our Calm Word Tour. This is where we slow down and review the core English phrases we explored today.
It is so helpful to hear them all in one place again, to really lock them into your memory.
Our first concept was the over-explaining trap.
Over-explain. This is when you give way too many reasons or details because you feel guilty. For example, you do not need to over-explain why you were tired. Just say you were resting.
Or, I started to over-explain, but then I stopped myself and just said no.
Our next phrase was maxed out.
Maxed out means you have reached your absolute limit of energy, time, or capacity. You cannot take on anything else.
For example, I cannot take any new projects this week. I'm completely maxed out.
Or, emotionally, I'm maxed out and I just need some quiet time.
We also talked about taking a rain check.
A rain check means you are politely declining an invitation right now, but you want to do it in the future.
For example, I'm too tired for dinner tonight. Can I take a rain check?
Or, she took a rain check on the meeting because she was sick.
Next, we learned to pass on something.
To pass means to decline an offer completely, usually in a casual and polite way.
For example, I think I'll pass on the dessert. I'm completely full.
Or, thanks for the invitation, but I'm going to pass this time.
And finally, the core theme of today, a boundary.
A boundary is the personal limit you set to protect your time, your energy, and your mental health.
For example, turning off my work phone at 6 p.m. is a strong boundary for me.
Or, it's hard to set boundaries at first, but it gets easier with practice.
Those are fantastic phrases. You can use them at work, with friends, and even with family.
So here's your homework for today. Write your best polite refusal in the comments to this exact text message. Someone texts you, "Hey, can you cover my shift on Saturday?"
Start your comment with the phrase, I wish I could, but finish the sentence in your own words. We love reading how you use these phrases in real life.
Copy the text templates from this video into your phone's Notes app right now so your escape plan is ready the very next time your phone buzzes.
And if you're ready to keep mastering real-world conversations, click the video on your screen right now for our next lesson.
You are doing great. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next one.